Okay. Wow, we barely made it. Good evening, everyone. It is Monday night, the 27th, I think, and we are going live on Facebook again. The first of 6 days in a row. Well, I guess 4 days, and then one on YouTube, and then one more on Facebook. So,
People are starting to come in.
good, excellent. So, I'll give you guys a few minutes to get in here. It's something
Hi,
I want.
Tessa. Hi, Keith.
Hey guys, Tessa and
Henry.
Keith. Who?
Henry Satterfield.
Oh, Henry. Yeah.
Hi, Andy.
So there's a couple things I want to go over tonight. I want to do some sign carvers of the day, and I want to go over a question that I get quite a bit. But before that, this morning's video on YouTube was about the first part of the total boat sign. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you haven't seen it yet, it's coming out pretty cool. We should be done with it. Video. Gina Spino. Hey, Gina, how are you?
Richard Barclay. Hi, Richard.
Wow. Gina, blast from the past. We grew up together. Anywho, so in regards to these lives that we're doing on Facebook, when we do them on Facebook, that we're doing them with the iPhone, and the camera has to be vertical. But when I post them, as you guys have seen, when I post them over on YouTube, YouTube likes the camera horizontal, and unfortunately, there's not much I can do about that. If there is, I don't know how to adjust it. So when you see these, if you're watching this not live but over on YouTube, you'll have the black areas on the side. It's just because we're filming vertical. When we do our YouTube lives, we turn the camera the other way. Anyway, just want to make that clear if you guys don't know it. I didn't know it till a couple months ago. Anyway, so that's that. Saturday morning's live went pretty well. We didn't seem to have any issues. And tomorrow morning, I will. I've already started posting the Facebook lives over to our YouTube channel, and tomorrow morning the one from last Wednesday will post. So you guys will see it on there. Now I don't have a chance really to edit it because I upload it to YouTube right from my phone. So I don't have any captioning or music or anything. I don't have a chance to edit it because I haven't learned how to do that yet. Anyway, so that's the reason they look kind of raw when they come over to YouTube. So, that is about it. Let's get into the question. So I get this question, this isn't specifically from somebody, but I get this question a lot from people that want to know what my opinion is of a plunge base, of actually using a plunge base router to carve signs. If you guys have been following for very long, you probably know that I'm not a big fan of carving with a plunge base. I don't see anything wrong with it. If you're happy with it, that's fine. But this is a Porter Cable, which is Porter Cable 450 plunge base, which is basically the same as the 611, the DeWalt 611 plunge base. Anyway, it has handles. So the regular housing for the 611 doesn't come with handles. This is our custom base plate, which you guys know looks like that. And you just take your original base plate off and you put on our base plate. So let me give you the reasons why I don't really care for the plunge base. With a plunge base, number one, it weighs about twice as much. I didn't weigh it, but you can see there's a lot more mechanisms and metal there. I like a really light feel to a router. I tend to be able to control it better. The other thing with a plunge base is it's even though
Hi,
it...
Brad and Diana.
Brad and Diana from Australia. Gosh, it's late where you guys are, or actually early. Good morning, you guys. Anyway, you can see that it does have handles, and you can get the handles fairly close, but they're kind of big and bulky, and the problem with that is the thing that I like about having handles right down here is it allows me to put my hands right on the board and just kind of guide that router rather than the handles up here. I could still kind of put the edges of my hands there, but it just doesn't give me the control that I like with the standard base plate that we make for the fixed base routers. The other thing is, I've had people that had these that ordered our base plate to go on there, and it doesn't work. So these base plates always will fit on the fixed base routers, not on the plunge base routers. So just kind of remember that, guys. And I know that they sell these routers now. A lot of them are combinations that come with the fixed base and the plunge base. But if you have just a plunge router, our base plates probably are not going to fit that. So you need a fixed base. And number one, even if the whole pattern was the same, which it's not, then what would happen is these wouldn't correlate. The handles and stuff would be in the way. So it just doesn't work with a plunge base.
Hi, Justin.
Who? Justin Hellickson? Hey, Justin. So I wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. Again, there's some of you that like carving signs with the plunge base. Hey, that's great. Whatever you're comfortable with. It's a cool mechanism for very consistent cuts on doing production work, but for freehand carving signs, it doesn't work out well for me. So this has been sitting on the shelf for about 12 years. I just don't use it. So anyway, that's my feeling on the fixed base versus a plunge base. Again, this is the standard base plate that comes with the 611, the DWP 611, and this our base plate swaps out for that. So that is all about that. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If you want to ask them here, great, we got time. If not, shoot me an email. If you see this later on, you got questions on any of this or anything else, shoot me an email, eric@makeawoodsign.com. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Sign carvers of the day. This works out pretty well. We've done this a couple times, and how's our signal? Anybody saying anything? Well, let's hope our signal holds up. So we've got some really cool sign carvers of the day. Mike Kingston, and Vicky kind of brings them into the camera, or the phone. So this is Mike's first signs, which is pretty incredible. Mike, congratulations, man. You're picking it up fast. Very nice. Incredible. Spiro Karadimos. So these are I can't really see it.
Really cute.
Is it? I can't really see it from here.
What do you mean? It's birdhouses.
Oh, the birdhouses. That's right. Yeah. Great job, Spiro.
Brad
Spiro's
said the signal's great.
excellent. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. Anyway, Spiro's been on Sign Carvers of the Day many times.
Tessa says it looks great too.
Gigi, or Joanne Willis. This is one that I should have shown a while back, but this is one that she made. This is, it says what size it is on there, huh?
90 by 22.
This is her biggest sign so far, and she made this for a local hardware store. So congratulations, Joanne, or Gigi, whichever you want. But terrific job. These pictures really don't do it justice. It's really that those boards are crazy beautiful. Pam Berry, second sign, 5.5 by 22.
If you're there, Pam.
Is Pam there?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Pam, congratulations. Hope you're having fun with it. Great job. So if you guys don't know, these the sign carvers of the day always end up over in the albums on Dave's Signs within Facebook. We've got thousands of them in there. Kevin Williams, very first sign. Check that out.
Oh, I like those little cows.
Incredible. 30 by 48, and that's his first sign. That is audacious, Kevin. Great job. Very, very, very nice. Great job, you guys. Congratulations to the sign carvers of the day. As long as we keep getting a good signal and these things show up well, I'll keep doing them every day. We'll kind of blow through them. So there's 5 more. And again, I will be posting to Facebook a whole group of
Tessa says
other
she
ones.
loves the font.
The font
Font,
on this one.
I guess.
Yeah.
Pam says, thanks, I'm having a blast routing.
Good. I'm glad to hear that, Pam. So, guys, that is about it. If you guys have any questions, throw them out. Let me know. If not, we'll get off of here and let you guys go on with your evening, or in Brad and Diana's case, morning, I guess. It's way early over there. Again, thanks so much. I hope this is valuable for you guys. We're going to keep doing this. If you guys have suggestions of things that you'd like to see me talk about or do, can't really create sawdust in the house. Vicky doesn't quite go for that.
No.
Yeah, so we can't do that. But
Hi, Dan. Dan Yotis.
Dan Yotis, hey buddy. Thank you for that picture you sent me this
Keith
morning.
Davenport said, when cutting circle blanks for signs, do you ever have any problems with the router being off slightly faster each pass? With the router being off slightly faster, each pass gets lower as the pass gets lower.
Yeah, that is very typical, because unless your router is in exactly the same position as you go around that circle or whatever pattern you're cutting, if you're cutting it in multiple depths, let's say you're cutting 3/4 of an inch deep and you're cutting it in 3 passes or even 2 passes, if that router and if that router bit isn't absolutely dead center, which very seldom it is, it might be off just slightly. And if this router kind of spins as you go around, what happens is you'll end up with a little bit of a step there. So there'll be sanding involved. The only way you get rid of that really is if you absolutely make sure that that router is dead center to the template guide, or if you make it in one pass, then you don't have to worry about it.
Brad says, I could watch you all day. It's 9 a.m. here.
9 a.m. Okay, well, it's not as early as I thought. Good morning, Brad and Diana. Hope you guys are doing well.
Is here.
Alan.
John Millspawn. Heller.
Heller? Hey, Alan.
John Millspawn.
Hey, John. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. But yeah, that's a really great question, because even those JMs that I did a couple weeks ago, of course, I was doing those freehand, going multiple depths. If that router pivots at all, you'll end up with a little step. You just got to sand them. But if you're cutting fairly soft material, it shouldn't take much to sand those down and get them smooth. That's what I do. All right, boys and girls, that is it. Unless
Keith Davenport said, okay, thanks. I'll continue to clean up on the disc sander after cutting.
yeah, especially on a circle. Yeah, in a circle, that's super easy to just clean them up. Yep.
Greg Anderson says, hello from Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Hey, Greg.
Robert and Vivian Martell, Al Williams.
Wow, we got a nice group. Good evening, everyone. So I hope you guys are all staying safe and staying healthy. Hopefully we'll be getting back to normal soon. But we're going to keep these daily lives. We're going to keep them going for at least for a while. You guys let me know if you have comments or subjects that you want me to do.
Tessa says, do you find holding a router in a certain way it cuts better? Not sure if I'm explaining that very well.
To me, as far as cutting better, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, Tessa, but when I'm carving a sign, if you go back and watch, I'll always have contact with the board and the router itself. If you have the mentality that you're just guiding the router rather than, having a death grip on it and trying to control it, that router really will let the router do the work. All you're doing is just guiding it. So for that reason and a couple others, I like to have my hands in control of the board or in contact with the board. The other thing is, a lot of times you'll see my fingers, my index fingers and or my thumbs in contact with the edge of the base plate, especially if I'm trying to pull a straight line or if I'm trying to hold a line. Even having my fingers down there in contact with the base plate and the board. I don't know, does the camera show down that low?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. I didn't know if I was shooting over the top of it. Anyway, I'm not sure if that answers your question, Tessa.
Let's see. Ron Vader is here. Roxanne McFarland.
Cool. Hi, guys.
Raymond is from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Aunt Renee is watching. Hold on, somebody else.
Hi, sis.
David Martin.
David Martin from Australia?
Christy Jackie Floyd. Ron Pendleton from Ohio.
Wow. What a great
Hi,
group.
Anthony. Pam Berry says, does your base keep your hand from cramping up? My little trim router makes my hands cramp.
Well, do you have handles on it, Pam? I don't know if you have a base plate, whether you got ours or made your own. That's very common for somebody that's brand new to carving, and it's because you're holding it too tight. You just are trying to over control it, and that's very, very common for your hands to kind of cramp up. But you might try different. If you have one of our base plates, maybe these little drawer pulls won't work for you. Maybe you need to put some different handles on there. A lot of people put big, almost like closet rod handles on there, and they're more comfortable with that. I like these. These are perfect for me.
Mark Tracy says, do you have any opinions on a hobby CNC such as a Shapeoko or a V-carve?
I think they both are really good machines. A friend of mine, Kyle, down in Phoenix, has a Shapeoko, I believe, and he's really happy with it. Everybody that has a Shapeoko seems to be very, very happy with it. I think it's a great idea. I'm a freehand guy, but I think if you want to get into production where you're doing the same kind of thing over and over, maybe like a stock sign, like funny signs like we were talking about the other day, maybe Bible verses, maybe famous quotes, and you're doing the same thing over and over all the time, that's where the CNCs really, really do well.
More questions. I'm sorry. Brad says, what would be the maximum width board you would use in a glue up of 3/4 pine? Please, mate.
You know what, Brad? If you and this doesn't come from me. This comes from the guy. I'm trying to remember his name, but he was making these big, huge glue ups, and he said if you cut your pieces down to 3-inch strips or less, you can make that thing pretty much as big as you want to. And a lot of guys will swap the grain on them so that the grain isn't going all the same way. So you can make some big stuff if you don't. With 3/4 inch pine, again, I would cut my strips to no more than 3 inches, and you can go really big, Brad.
Ronnie Hester's here.
Hey, Ron.
Keith Emport says, I have carpal tunnel and switched to larger handles on my base.
See, and that's what a lot of guys are doing.
Chuck and Linda and Corduroy.
Hey, guys.
Keith Emport says, depending on what router you have, if a base is offered from the Rotens, it makes an incredible difference.
Oh, thanks, Keith. Appreciate that.
Amy Harrington Dearman.
Cool. So that's it, guys. If I don't get to the comments on here, there's just so many comments on there. I can't answer them all. So if I don't answer your question here, please email me, eric@makeawoodsign.com. And Ron Hester, you can email me too, even
Pam,
if you don't.
Can get a blank when you order a blank router base plate. You get a centering jig that helps you cut that where you need it.
Yeah, and it's
Mark Stallings.
And if you order a blank one that doesn't have the holes, this will automatically center up because the holes are already there. But if you get one that's blank, then we automatically supply you a centering jig, so you can put that in there and center it right up. Dad did a video on that not too long ago, a couple months ago. All right, guys, that's it. We're out of here. Have a great night, and we will see you same time tomorrow night. Thanks again for watching. We love you, and we'll see
night,
you.
guys.
We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.